welcome. Today I'm going to be making a specimen journal page. This is going to be really fun to add to a signature to a journal, kind of like this, and then like that. So it's a page and it has the specimen within the page. Pretty fun. And so this is see-through, so you have a specimen view on either side. And then the other part of the page I made into a pocket. So stick around and I'll show you how I made this page. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I would love for you to subscribe. That would be wonderful as well. Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do. I have printed a page, 2 pages actually, from Nature's Remedies, and I will link that below. It's an Artie Mays and Tracy Fox collaboration that they did a while back, and I just love the pages. And that's the journal I'm working on, is my Nature's Remedy journal. And so I printed 2 of these out. For the sample, I printed the pages out on cardstock, but for this, I printed it just on printer paper. So either way, I think either one will work. But I wanted my pages to be a little bit thinner for the journal. And you'll notice that I left the outside rim around, so I haven't trimmed anything off yet. And the reason I'm doing that is just in case if you're gluing and you don't line up the edges perfectly, then you can kind of fudge it and trim it the way you want. Okay, so I have my 2 pages. For this, you're also going to need acetate, or clear packaging would work. But you're going to need 2 pieces of something see-through. Sorry, my thing is making a lot of noise. It's just really dirty, I noticed. And then whatever you want to use as your frame, if it's a piece of cardstock, that would work. What I used is leftover file folder that I had in this craft color, and I've cut it down to a 3x3 size. And the reason I cut mine down to 3x3 is this punch that I have, and I'll link this punch below. It's a 2-inch punch, and so I thought that this around the frame, that looked great to me. But if you wanted a thicker frame or whatever, you could adjust. But I'm using 3x3 square, and then this punch that is 2 inches. All right, so the cool thing about this punch is you can actually place it anywhere on a page, which is really fun. Most of the time, if you have a die like, or a hole punch like this, you could only reach this far in. Where with this, you can choose, oh, you know, I want to put it right here in the middle, and then you can punch right there, which is very cool. Again, I'll link it below. I've also seen that they have, I think they have a square, pretty sure they have a square, and they might have an oval. And I just got mine off of Amazon. It says Sunlit. I'm not really sure if there's another company. I don't remember, but it will be linked below. All right, so enough chatting about that. The first thing I want to do is actually figure out where I want to punch my circle. On this one, I kind of went too far over this way, and that's because I didn't learn the secret of this punch until just as I was fiddling around. When you have your punch, it actually comes apart, and there's magnets that hold it together. This ring right here is really important. This ring is going to be kind of your guide as to where you want your page, or your circle on your page. So the other thing I want to do is make sure that my right sides are out, the good sides, the ones with the print, And then my white pages are in the inside. And then I'm just gonna fold this over like I would for my journal page, like that. And then make sure those are nice and kind of lined up. And then I can look here, excuse me, and decide where I want my specimen circle to go. I think I want to do it on this side because I kind of like how that looks right there. And I like the purple. Okay, so then this is kind of guiding me as to where my hole will go. And then I'm going to take this bottom part, and you'll notice on the punch there's a notch here and a notch here. Actually, let's move it like this so it's a little bit easier. And I'm just going to line up the notch from the peach part and stick this like that, and so they line up like that. And then you can kind of tell that it snapped into place. You can feel it, the magnet's holding it secure. So I'm just going to check if that's exactly where I want it. And if not, now that it's connected, I can kind of fiddle with it too. Now, if I was really picky, I'd get out my ruler and see. I'm pretty good with that. Maybe just a little bit. Okay. All right. I think that's good. And so then I'm going to match this notch to this notch, and it just snaps in place. And all you do is push. And then you can take your pieces off. And then you have your two circles. And then you have your hole here and your hole here. And that looks pretty good. Not bad. All right. So I'm okay with that. I'm just going to set this aside. And now we need our acetate. And we want to make sure that our acetate is bigger than the hole and enough room to have our double-sided tape. So to be safe, I would say make a 3x3 square, just kind of like the page or the square we have here for the outside. So I'm going to cut this at 3. And I'll cut this at 3. So I'm going to flip it and cut it at 3. And then again. And you want 2 because you're going to have one on this side and then one on this side. So my 2 pieces of acetate. And I'm going to take my scrapbook, or not my scrapbook, but my book page. And that looks good. And then I'm going to get my double-sided tape. It's hard to see because it's see-through for you guys, but I'm going to put my double-sided tape on the edge all the way around my square. And this double-sided tape is Elizabeth Craft Designs. It's nice because it rips really easy, but scrapbook.com, Tuesday Morning always has double-sided tape, but just an easy to tear double-sided tape would be good. Or you could use your ATG tape runner if you have one. All right, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick it Make sure that I'm covering all of the circle, and then I'm going to stick it on. And then I'm going to do, no, I'm not. I was going to say I'm going to do the other side, but I'm not. So now, whatever you want to put in as your specimen, go ahead and do it. If you want like a butterfly that you've cut out, dried flowers. I have this roll, and I will try and find it from when I ordered it. Again, I think I got it off Amazon, and it's a really cool roll. It's like washi tape, and it's has a clear background, and then it looks like faux dried flowers. So they look, yeah, they look pretty cool. And that's what I used in here. The hard part about these is getting the backing off. So if I struggle with it, I'm probably going to fast forward a little bit, because when I did my sample, it took me a while because I couldn't get the back off. All right, so let's see. I'm just looking at flowers. You know what? Let's do, I'm gonna cut out this lavender. And then just maybe this daisy. And then I keep all my little scraps because I want to make sure to use it all. And I just wrap it back up in the roll. So even these little bits over here. And then I take my piece of washi tape and then I secure it down. Okay, so this is the part I probably will fast forward. And there it looks. This looks pretty good. All right, I'm just gonna use the two, and then I'm gonna take this piece and add double-sided tape to this and go all the way around. And then I'm gonna place this over the top of that and smush. All right, looking good. And so then we're gonna take our other page, and I should have done this on the other page too, but I'm just gonna add a little distress. And I could have done that. I should have done it on there too, but oh well, just in case. And then do I want glue or tape? I think I'll do glue. On this thicker one, I did glue. We'll see how the thinner one does with the glue. And then I'm just gonna put and I'm only gonna do the one side. I'm gonna leave this one without any glue. And then this is the trickiest part. I might have my head in the shot, sorry. But you want to align that up as well as the book page. As close as you can. And if you're using liquid glue, you do have a little bit of play. That looks pretty good. So far we have that. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, and then this is when I want to trim off my white parts. looks good. So far so good. And then on this side, I'm going to make the pocket. So I'm going to add a little washi tape just to give it some stability since the paper is a bit thinner. And then I'm going to add, actually, I'm going to take my circle punch that's like this. You could use the other one, but I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to cut my little thumb tab. There we go. Maybe ink this up a little bit. And then I'm going to add my glue. Cute. Yeah. Okay, I could, and I might do that later, stitch around here. But for now, let's move on. Okay, so now let's move on to the part that's going to cover and make it look more like a specimen frame. So I have my two 3x3 pieces of file folder. It could be cardstock, craft paper, and I'm going to use this again. Or if you wanted to, you could try and let's see if it would work. Yeah, no, this isn't going to work. It won't center. So this is the one. So I'm going to put this on here again and kind of center it. Just kind of eyeballing. And then match my notches again. And then just adjust. I'm just kind of looking at my four corners to see if they are equal on each side, because then it should hopefully be centered. Pretty close. All right. Match my notch. That looks good. Then I'll do the other one. And that's pretty good too. All right. So then it's just a matter of decorating. And look at that, looks awesome. I love it. Yeah, it looks cool. I'm gonna take some of my Distress ink. I need a new, a poor sponge. Just gonna go around. some archival ink, and I have a text stamp, my favorite text stamp. I'm going to add some, just a little bit of text to kind of make it a little more weathered, give it another dimension. Do that to both of them. My favorite stamp set, the Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous Field Notes, and take a couple of these. And for this, I'm going to use Archival Black. Just pick a couple different stamps. Do second generation, I think. There we go. Make it a little bit lighter. And then I have some, where did I put it? Somewhere. I set aside, oh, here we go. Some Field Notes Ephemera from Tim Holtz. And I also have the washi tape that I used on the inside, so I'm going to use some of this. And then one thing I kind of forgot to do when I made it, I think it still looks okay, but since it's see-through, whatever you have on the back side, you're gonna see. So you might want to kind of, if you don't like that look, you might want to cluster so it's on the same side on the front and the back. So I might do that this time. Kind of build up my clusters in the corner. Maybe like that for that one. And like that. Okay, that looks good. So now I need some glue. this onto our page. I'll flip it over. And let's make this one. Alright, so I actually need the top left. See, that's what I did wrong the first time. Just glue this guy on. There we go. Cute. So then you can see through this one and this one. And then you have a pocket here. And what's really cool is when it's in your signature, you have a pocket. And then here you can see the scrapbook paper or the page behind it, as well as the specimen. That's so fun, I love it. All right, thanks for joining me today. And I hope you try making one of these journal page specimen cards. All right, have a wonderfully crafty day. Bye-bye.